What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome. I'm sort of impromptu coming on here for this massive energy. As you can see, I haven't figured out how to set up the green screen yet for Instagram or for YouTube, and typical Mercury retrograde stuff. But no worries. What's up, guys? Nice to see you on there. How you doing? So today's a big day. Very, very big day. And what's up, Sarah? So I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about the energies that are going on, because I'm sure all y'all feeling it. I know I am feeling this energy big time. Whenever these kind of energies hit, I know for me personally, because I usually feel it very much in my physical body. From Glastonbury. Where is Glastonbury? Man, well, thank you, Woody, for joining in here. And Team Jucagos, bring it. Nice. Oh yeah, Brazil. So welcome, everybody. I know I feel things a lot in my body. So whenever these energies hit me, I feel very okay. UK represent people from all over the world. That's what I love about the internet. All over the world. So I'm coming at you from Las Vegas, Nevada, and in this place, this energy, it's very intense, and can kind of throw you off a little bit. And whenever we're doing this deep spiritual work, we don't even realize we're doing it. A lot of it is of unconscious, right? And when this unconscious energy is working, it can literally feel like parts of your body start to hurt. Things feel really confusing. You feel like you're, don't even really, feel like at home in your skin, because we're transforming, we're shedding a skin, if you will. And as we shed this skin, it's time for us to embrace this future. And in order to do that, we have to let go of the past. Now, when I say let go of the past, I'm not saying that, everything in the past has to go away. I'm saying that the things that no longer serve us in our past, the learned lessons, the teachings, okay? And the learned lessons, they tend to get stuck in our body, okay? If you haven't read my new ebook, I talk about where all the energies, what they all mean in our body and why, and interacting with the central nervous system and also the energetic centers, the chakras, okay? So please check that out. I think that really help you guys understand where you're at and what's going on. But with a 0 degree total solar eclipse, right? I'm absolutely exhausted too. I feel you on that one. But that's exactly why I decided to come on here, because being an example of stepping into this new energy is what this is all about, right? And stepping into this new energy, we may be exhausted, we may be feeling like shit, but we have to take our step forward anyways. No matter how vulnerable, no matter how foggy the brain, my brain is so my brain is so foggy right now that I'm needing to push through to be able to really concentrate and focus on channeling information for you guys. But I feel that it's my duty to humanity, okay, and to myself to keep learning and pushing. No matter what the situation is. Okay. So what up, Dale? How you doing, brother? So that's what I'm doing right now, being the example of what I want to see in the world. Right. And so I'm definitely feeling some pain in the right side of my neck, down my scapula back here. And that's sort of always where my pain seems to be going. So what do you do with that? You can foam roll, you can get a massage. Infrared sauna, go do some self-therapy, go take care of you today. Because I'll tell you what, we are coming into a new day. All right. And some people may have a lot of energy. Some people might be all wired and okay, I'm ready to go. It all depends. It really all depends on where you're at. If you've had some rest and you've been able to, or, I'm going through days where I'm feeling amped up, then I'm feeling exhausted. Sleep schedule's all over the place. It's just this energy kind of throws us everywhere. But the bottom line is it's getting us ready to move forward into the next chapter of our lives. All right. So this new moon, this solar eclipse, this time period, we're drawing a line in the sand in humanity, okay? Humanity is literally raising up a level, a notch, okay? The Schumann's resonance has been spiking. What's up, Susie? We're having so much internal energy processing and literally excavating these areas of our consciousness that have not been dealt with in order to be able to push through. And this is setting the stage for next year. So 2020 has basically been a year of basically drudging up all the deep, dark shit that nobody has wanted to talk about. Okay. And so as we are going into these energies, we have a choice. We have an option, right? We have a choice to step into our higher vibration, or we have a step to feed the distraction and feed the lower vibration. And right now, this year started with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, which activated this cracking of the shell, right? And we've been seeing that big time. We also had a Saturn-Mars conjunction at the very beginning of the year, which activated this brought out, like, as this Saturn-Pluto stuff comes out, now all this anger, I'm pissed. I'm like, the whole world is pissed off right now. It's like, we need change now. And I agree. We need it 100%. Now, in this process, okay, from now until December, this is getting all that out. All right. We have to get it out. And, there are people in this world that want to maintain control. And we are up against these powers that be. And we are way more powerful than they are. But they have been conditioning us and lying to us for thousands of years. This is the ending, the age of Pisces. Okay. All the information that we have from before the age of Pisces, has been passed down. And it's so interesting to me when I read texts from, Egypt, or from, old Asian cultures, from, Buddhism, and old cultures from way back in the day. It's literally that stuff never changes, right? It helps us get into our ideology, into our mindset. But then the age of Pisces comes, and the whole idea of Christianity and Catholicism and all this controlled religion comes into play. And it's really been a big dynamic of control, so that they can have all the control in the entire world. Now, that is being exposed in a very, very major way. And people are coming to realize that, we all have the power if we stand up in our love and our appreciation. And more people are waking up and taking the red pill, so to speak. Right. And as we take this red pill, it's exposing all these corrupt, I don't even want to say corrupt, because that denotes like good or bad. All these people that have a power and control agenda, the Capricornian energy, okay? They're being exposed for all the low vibration things that they've been doing. And there's a lot more to come. Now, if we look at the astrology, we're going to have a massive aspect, the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So the beginning of the year, we had the Saturn-Mars conjunction, right? So that's bringing up all this very corrupt and narcissistic divine, don't want to say divine, but masculinity. Okay, all these control dynamics of this masculine energy that have been running this world, this narcissistic, abusive kind of male energy is coming into the light. And this divine feminine energy is coming back in very much as well. Now, the powers that be, they're trying to manipulate these energies to make us fight against each other. Okay, to a certain extent, it's worked for some people, but more and more people are starting to realize, hey, like, this is clearly bullshit, and this ain't gonna last. Right? Like, nobody's watching the mainstream media anymore. At least I don't, and everybody that I know doesn't, because it's all fucking lies. Now, I'm not saying that this is all truth, but this is a different way to look at things. And people are looking for something different. That's what Aquarius means, right? And the 0 degrees of Aquarius and 0 degrees of Cancer are very significant. And they are quincunx right now in a very, very powerful aspect. So Saturn wants control, right? But we're moving into this Uranian type of energy, because next year we're gonna come into this 2-year Uranus and Saturn square, this third quarter square, that is going to be really like bumping heads with this new evolved way of thinking and looking at things, and this old control dynamic that is just literally dying. It's dying out. It's not going to last. However, in this process, everyone is picking a side. Now, we're picking a side at the soul level, not at the conscious level, okay? And the more in touch with your soul, the more in touch with yourself at that deeper level that you are, the more aware you are going to be of what direction that you're going in. Other people are just like following the group think, okay? We want to stay away from the group think. But you think this shit is intense now? This is setting the stage for us for protection, for creating that ability to even rise higher. There's been this sort of glass ceiling on the collective energy. Well, now the people it's sort of like if you think of if you think of this as like a bunch of people climbing up a big mountain, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen Game of Thrones, right? But when Jon Stark, and all those other guys had to climb up that big ass like mountain, that ice wall, right? Everyone has this line connecting them, right? Well, the guy at the top cannot climb higher than the guy at the bottom. There's only so much slack, right? Well, right now the universe is pulling us all up higher. So the people at the bottom, if they're not willing to rise, and by rise, that's looking at your own shit, facing your fears, all right, being honest with yourself, clearing your energy, getting away from all the toxicity, then they're just going to perish. Their souls have to go be recycled to, go on to the next incarnation. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Honestly, when you leave this life, like your struggle is over. At least that's what I believe. So facing your fear is what this is all about. And when we have the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, okay? So we're going to shift the energy collectively between Saturn-Mars, okay? And of course, the Saturn-Pluto energy is still there because Pluto is still going to be right at, during that time in December, it's going to be at 23 degrees, okay? Which is, still bringing in this right at the same degree which that conjunction happened, okay? Pluto moves very, very, very slowly. So come December of this year, when all that happens, it's going to be bringing all this up. And now we're going to enter into this more Jupiterian energy. Now, right now, Jupiter is conjuncting Pluto, and we're coming into the second of 3 Pluto-Jupiter conjunctions in a row. And so this is like we're in the middle of this going deep, right? And as we step into this next layer of this depth with this solar eclipse, the solar eclipse is shining a light at the very core of our soul of, all right, it's time to take a step forward. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to or not, you're going to be stepping forward. But this is going to mean that your life purpose is going to become more clear. It's going to mean that, you are becoming more honest with yourself, more understanding of how energies are affecting you, right? It might feel difficult and dark, at times, because suddenly you're around the same people. You're like, whoa, I'm feeling this way different. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I can't be here, right? So, and then to boot, okay, with Venus basically stationed, ready to go direct. Hallelujah, thank God. At 5 degrees of Geminis, the number 5 represents change, right? So if you're having relationship issues right now, it's bringing up the deepest parts of the foundational structure of your relationships and looking at them like, hey, this shit ain't working. Why? You're going to get answers when Venus goes direct. But with this, being trine over to Saturn as well, this is all about setting new foundations in our relationships. And it is if you have shit that's going down that is not comfortable and not good, it is going to be uncomfortable, my friends. So get ready for the discomfort. On top of that, we have Neptune that's stationing, ready to go retrograde. Neptune, and then a little while later, Uranus will be going retrograde as well. All right. So yes, this right now is about honoring your intuition, honoring your shadow, the moon. Okay, a new moon is about your shadow. Okay, and in Cancer is about your feelings, and the moon rules Cancer. So also, happy birthday to all my Cancers out there. You guys, especially the early degree Cancer, is going to have one hell of a of a solar return. And if you'd like to know what's going on for the next year of your life, get a reading from me. Go to my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com. So Saturn will be moving back into Capricorn here by the end of the month. And let me tell you, like when Saturn rules Capricorn, okay? And Saturn, Saturn at 29 degrees, 29 degrees is a master number, but that energy is 10 times stronger than really any other degree in that whole place. So when we have the ruler of that place, that's going to be teeter-tottering. Okay, it's going to be sitting right back and forth for the next like 6 months, guys. Okay, so and while Mars is also going to be going into Aries, I personally can't wait because I'm an Aries rising. But Mars going into Aries, that's going to make shit way more intense, way more passionate, way more like, let's go, let's make shit happen, let's get it. Okay. And as we start feeling that, all this work we're doing now, okay, we're doing the internal work now, it's going to start to go out. When it goes out, we have to be careful that we don't give into these impulses, these compulsions, like, I got to go make a statement and make a point, right? We have to do it in a positive way. Now, when I say a positive way, I mean that what do we want to see happen in the world that's going to change the world, not make it worse? Okay, going out there and throwing bricks at people's businesses is not making it better. That ain't doing shit but pissing people off and costing people money and destroying people's lives, actually. How do we band? We need to band together. Unity, unification throughout the world. We are all human beings, guys. All these tactics that this deep state is throwing out there is just trying to divide us, because divided we are weak. And that is listen to the Lao Tzu, we have to master ourselves so that we can come together. I mean, this is very remnant of like back in the 60s. A lot of aspects are very similar too, but these are 10 times stronger. This is the reason why the Mayans could not see past this time, because we are about to shift our vibration collectively. When you shift your vibration, people at that third density vibration could not see, right? So we don't know what is going to happen when we do this, but I can tell you what I've been feeling, and I can definitely see that our sensory perceptions are going to greatly enhance, and that's why they're trying to do this whole, scare the shit out of people to get forced vaccinations, which is a whole nother topic. All right, but think about it. Putting heavy metals and vaccinations in your body. I mean, it's. I've been talking about this for years because I was vaccine injured, getting out of the military. All right, and I spent the last 10 years cleaning myself up from it. And man, am I happy I did that and figured that out. Because that stuff suppresses our DNA. It literally keeps a lock on it. And in order to awaken, to rise up, to activate these different parts of our consciousness, we have to be clean. No genetically modified anything, right? That's why nutrition is so important. To make sure that we're clean and we're open vessel, because we have so much more power than we've been given, sort of given the ability to embrace. But man, it's about to happen. And I personally don't think anything is going to stop it. It can't. The Great Awakening is already happening too much. Once it gets to a certain point, just like when Facebook started, right? It started really small, but then once it got to a certain point, it explodes. Consciousness is about to explode, my friends. I think that it's really going to happen at the beginning of next year. Okay, but this is going to be a fight. I hate to say the word fight, okay, because you really you can't bring fear against fear and expect to win anything. You have to bring love against fear, so much like Martin Luther King, but we have to do it in a more protected or protective and controlled or systematic way. Because there are forces out there that, want to keep us down. All right. Self-hypnosis will be, my opinion, nobody can force us to do anything that we don't want to do. And if they're going to try to force you somewhere, move somewhere else. Because that shit ain't going to fly, especially if they try to keep doing that in more and more states. I know it passed in Colorado, but I don't think that shit's going to last. It can't last. nobody's gonna go for that, or it's gonna get ugly, probably. Yeah, but you know what? This is where taking responsibility and stepping into our power and standing true to our beliefs comes into play. Too much information, too much truth has been exposed, and I tell you what, there's going to be so much more that's going to be getting exposed. Especially, we're starting to see all these children being saved. All right, the children are our future, guys. Speaking of which, happy Father's Day to all the wonderful and amazing fathers out there, you know, and children are everything. Children are the light in this world, and they are the ones that are going to be running this world in the next generation. And we have to make sure that, you know, we're growing within ourselves to take care of our children, teach them a better way, right? Hey, what's up, Regina? Meditating while holding an AR-15. Yeah, I feel you on that one. So we also, of course, have Mercury retrograde. This next week, we're going to have Pluto, Jupiter exactly conjunct. Now, these energies are already really, really, closely together, and we're going to be feeling it for a long time. And it's also sextile over to Mars, which is great. Okay, but when these deep energies go exact like this, we usually see something happening in the world. Okay, and what's interesting is Bill Gates has Pluto conjunct Jupiter in his chart, in his second house of self-confidence, self-worth. So the Pluto Jupiter energy, this is very powerful and deep, and it can go one of two ways, extremes, right? It can go really, really, really bad, and the people that are not connected to their spirit, they're feeling really, really bad, like they don't know how to handle it, right? They don't know how to handle it because their spirit is coming alive and they've never gotten to know their spirit. But if you're connected to your spirit, then you're feeling alive. You're feeling like purposeful. You're feeling amazing. You're feeling elated. You're feeling like, let's go fucking make this shit happen. Let's go change the world, right? So this is happening 3 times, guys. So this is preparing us for this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. Now, also what's interesting to note is that I know Bill Gates is his Chiron is on 0 degrees of Aquarius. So you bet your ass that this is bringing up some shit for him, okay? Hey, what's up, Heather? Thanks for jumping on. Long time no see. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with, all this information coming out about this deep state and about these vaccinations and about all this information that they've put in billions, if not trillions of dollars to attempt to control us in so many ways. And you can bet that, the light force is coming out. Like, there are powers that be, there are entities, there are beings out there that are working in our favor to raise our consciousness, where for a very long time, there have been entities that have been, working with the dark. I mean, look at the Nazis. How the hell did they create all those technologies back in the day? If you look into the book of Ra, the Law of One, they talk about how these entities taught those government, practitioners, and all this goes down some really deep rabbit holes. I don't want to go down these rabbit holes too much. Thank you guys very much for the happy Father's Day. I appreciate you guys very much. Very, very sensitive day for me. And it just reinforces my drive. My love for my daughter drives me every single day to get up and work my ass off and to change the world. So I hope that, there are others out there with that same drive and that same love for their children, because we need that right now. I mean, we need that always, but especially right now. Look at all the shit coming out about, kidnapped children and about all this crazy stuff, going on. Like, how can you do that to children? My brain can't compute it, because I would not okay. It's not okay. And that's where it is our responsibility to stand up, to speak up, to when you implant an idea through a voice, through your passion, when you're living in your authenticity and you bring that energy out to the world, people listen, because people respond to authenticity. Now, some people will respond to manipulation as well, but more and more people are starting to realize, because those people that listen to manipulation, they're not connected to themselves, so they don't understand what authenticity feels like. And that is the problem. So what do? How do we fix that? By staying in our high vibration and being the change, right? Thank you guys so much for all the Father's Day wishes. I appreciate you. We have to be the change, guys. And this new moon solar eclipse at 0 degrees, this is right at the ecliptic. And then we're going to have, of course, right after the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, 3 days before that, we're going to have a new moon at the galactic center with Mercury conjuncted, okay? With Jupiter and Saturn right there at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So that is literally going to bring in this full impacted, deep age of Aquarius energy. And that is when the people that actually ascend into the age of Aquarius, okay, we're in this dimension. Now, that doesn't mean that like everybody else is just going to disappear, okay? Although I think that in the next few years, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to perish. A lot of people are going to die. A lot of people are going to not be able to handle the amount of energy, the leveling up of the frequency. And we want to get as many people on the team, on team high vibration, right? So it's our responsibility to be able to step in our own power and show them through us being it, through us doing it, right? But right now, okay, we also have a very massive T-square with Mars involved. So again, this is a spiritual special forces. Fuck yes, that's what we are. And if you want to be a part of the spiritual special forces, check out the Opportunity Community on my website. We're doing some magical shit, and it's really amazing. So you can go to my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com, and check it out. And of course, my free ebook, which is amazing. And if you want a reading from me or some coaching, you let me know. Okay. So anyways, all these energies coming through in this next week or so, you can expect to see or have like people come back, friends, old lovers or relationships, or even past life relationships. A lot of divinity is going on right now. A lot of things that are meant to happen, right? Yeah. All right, David. Let's go hand out the red pills. Fuck yeah. Let's get it. During this eclipse, right, which is going to be exact late tonight here on the West Coast. But what's also interesting to note is that, the different energies, the different planets are specifically affecting different parts of the world. And if we look at where, let's see here, we have Uranus. Actually, no. Let me zoom in here. So we have Uranus over there in Chad in Africa, but I want to look over, where is North Node over in India, in the sun. And so the new moon is happening right over India. Okay, we all know this, but where is China? So let's see. So we have Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter all sitting right over in China. Look at all this stuff we have going on. Galactivation Nation, I completely feel you, man. I am right there with you. It's disturbing. Okay, so the energies of these planets are definitely they sort of wind around the world, and if you think about like waves of like photonic or galactic energy, right? That's why they affect our consciousness. Now the center of these energies, in particular, the Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, are all sitting in China. And look at all it, and then we have the sun in the North Node, sitting in India. Okay, with Mercury sitting right there in the middle, in Bangladesh. All right, so wait, Bangladesh is part of India, right? I think. So I find that very, very interesting. And if we come over to the United States, let's see what's going on in the United States over here. We have, okay. So we have Saturn. Holy crap. Saturn is sitting right over Massachusetts and Connecticut. So my whole family's over there. So hope you guys are okay. But I was talking to my family the other day, and they were saying the shit's crazy over there. Everybody's drinking the Kool-Aid. Everybody's, believing all this crap about all this stuff going on. And so I know, generally speaking, like the Northeast tends to be about like 10 years behind everybody else in the United States, at least. So it's really important to keep the truth coming out and keep these people like knowing, understanding what the hell's going on, and stop feeding this fear mongering bullshit. Okay. Cause it's not okay. But my point in saying all this is that different parts of the world are being affected in different ways, and we have to be ready to. Venus is over in Yemen, right next to Saudi Arabia. So and I've heard a lot of stuff's happening over in India as well. Like there's a China and India sort of shit going down for their borders and whatnot. So we have to be ready and willing to change the world. So welcome to the new Earth. Okay, we are stepping into this new place with a bang, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and we're going to be going through some ascension symptoms. Allow yourself to take it easy, to take it slow, to just face and work through these processes. Very, very vulnerable energy. We also have Chiron and Black Moon Lilith that are square to this solar eclipse as well. All right, that Chiron energy is no joke right now, and Chiron semi-sextile to Uranus. So a lot of really weird stuff that's coming up about self-confidence, self-worth, like things that have been holding ourselves back. Any kind of narcissistic tendencies, especially, are going to be coming up. People coming at, like, if there's still stuff to learn, if we're holding on to like any kind of dense or negative vibrations, just remember, if anything that's coming in right now, it's because it needs to be cleared. Okay, it's because it needs to be looked at to learn the lesson. With all these retrograde energies, okay, they're trying to teach us something. Like, hey, look at me. I need you to see this, because we cannot ascend with that in our consciousness, in our experience. All right. So get ready. It's going to be a crazy next 6 months. All right. This is the very beginning. This is drawing the line in the sand. Then once Mars comes into Aries, okay, in this second of 3 Jupiter, Pluto conjunctions in Capricorn, and then Saturn comes back into Capricorn, you can bet that it's going to get rowdy. People are going to start acting even more crazy. And that is where we have to really get out there. Okay. And show us, show people that the light is the majority. Because really, most people out there, they just want peace. They want love. They want happiness. But most people don't have it. So how the hell are you going to get love and happiness and bring in the love of your life and have the career and the money that you want to make in your life if you're living in fear and if you're feeding all the density? It's never going to happen. But if you believe that it's never going to happen, then that's a belief system that you have to look at. Okay. For a long time, I didn't believe it would happen either, but your reality is what you think. It's what you create. So by believing and thinking that shit's just going to get bad and shit's going to be so shitty, you're going to be drawn to that shittiness. Stop feeding the shittiness. Okay. And if you're not believing it, then there's some kind of belief system structure there that you need to look at. So this is all about going within and identifying what within is holding you back. Okay. There's a lot of clear being feared. There's a lot of, if you haven't read my ebook, go to my website and download it. At the very end, I talk about the 4 survival archetypes and how those interact with the physical body and the pains in the physical body. Okay, those are important to understand, because we're seeing the internal victim. We're seeing the internal wounded child. We're seeing the internal saboteur, and we're seeing the internal prostitute, which are the 4 survival archetypes that Caroline Myss talks about. And those are all coming out in very, very clear and profound ways. So literally the people that we're meeting right now, most people out there are not themselves. They are the archetype. And when you believe that that is all you are, that's where you feel trapped. That's where you feel like you're in a prison. But when you can observe it from a subjective, or more objective place, and you can see how you're acting these things out, then you stop reacting and you start responding. And when you respond without the emotions controlling you, that's when you raise your consciousness. That's literally the secret right there, guys. Awareness, understanding how you react to the world, and stop reacting and start responding. And that requires mental control. It requires emotional stability. So any way that you might be numbing yourself out, and numbing yourself out is not just with drugs and alcohol, could be with work, could be with sex, it could be with validation, it could be with a multitude of things, okay? However you distract yourself, or however distractions come into your life, you want to take a look at it, okay? What's up, Arnaud? Thank you for coming in from France. Hell yeah, I love it. And, of course, also with the North Node at, 29 degrees, the South Node is at the galactic center. So this is the most intense that, as the South Node moves away from the galactic center, it's almost going to be like, okay, everybody sees your shit, guys. It's not cool anymore. You're not fooling anybody. So it's time to change the narrative. Once people really stop paying attention to the mainstream narrative, they lose. Just like if everybody for a day stopped, why do you think the gas prices went down? Because everybody stopped driving around, and then nobody's buying gas. So we have the power, but the power comes in unity, right? Thank you, Galactivation Nation. I appreciate you, man. This is all about coming together, bringing that unification together, whatever. But we have to identify what we want to see in the world, right? So I know President Trump is doing some reform for the police, and that's going to take some time. The Freemasons are running a lot of shit, and we have to clear all this shit out, guys. This is all the powers that be are just trying to control us, and that is going to happen no mo, because the age of Aquarius is not going to have it. Everything is going to become decentralized, if you will, right? That's what Aquarius is all about. But Saturn has to go through Aquarius, and Saturn makes it difficult, right? Saturn's like, okay, these are all the problems going on here. We need to work with this. We need to change this, that, the other, and we need to bring this out into conscious awareness so that it can be changed to bring it to a higher vibration. So literally, we're going to be seeing every single industry that is known changing and shifting and being reformed or revamped. Okay. So many things are going to change. So many different. I've already been seeing. I have a couple of friends that have invented some sound, like a vibrational or sound healing tools and techniques that can get rid of a lot of things that people already think that cannot get rid of. Right. I just saw an article the other day that said they've had a cure for AIDS for like 15 years. It was patented like in 2007. Or 1997. That's a big difference. But my point is that they have all this stuff and not releasing it. Are you kidding me? This is all, they create a problem so they can create a solution so they can make money, so they can keep the control. And the control is falling apart. But because it's falling apart, many people that had power are going to lose power. Many people that are have wanted power may still try to gain power, manipulate. There's a lot of different layers to this. So we have to tune into our heart. Our heart knows what to do. Tune into your intuition, tune into your heart, and be true to yourself with love and, with love for humanity, because that's what Aquarius is all about too, right? Love for humanity. It's a humanitarian. All right. We have to bring out all these energies and grow. And so the solar eclipse, allow yourself to just process. A lot of energies are moving through us right now to sort of cleanse the old and bring in the new. So however it's making you feeling, honor that feeling. Okay. And Dr. Royal Rife. Oh yeah, the Rife machine. Exactly. That's one of them. Okay. And there's another one that starts with R2. My friend Amanda's brother actually made it. It's called a Rouse machine, I believe. So yeah, there's so much awesome stuff that's going to be happening and coming along, and a lot of things are like a lot of people like perceived problems in the world are going to be able to be fixed like that. Okay, with these different energetic workings, and a lot of psychic and intuitive type of abilities are going to be becoming much stronger, and that can freak people out at first, especially people that have not been got into that kind of stuff. Yeah, there. I'm going to start talking more about the vibrational tools. One of my dear friends actually created something called a vibroacoustic sound lounge, which is really, really cool. It's this bed you lay on that has the harmonics of the vibration of the body, and it's sort of like binaural beats, but with like a really cool strategized sound system that vibrates your body into alignment. It's so freaking cool. So I'll be talking a lot more about that kind of stuff, because that kind of stuff really fascinates me, and it's helped me a lot to stay balanced and to stay growing and to stay clear and open and healthy too. And healthy is so big, especially we got this next wave of propaganda coming for sure, and they're going to say that the Rona is going to be getting worse, or a new modified strand or version is going to be coming. It's going to be much more aggressive, hitting harder. It's going to hurt everybody. It's all. I'm sure there is something out there, but it's not what they're saying it is, for sure. The really, really sad part about this, it's all fear mongering, and the fear is actually what is making people sick. Okay. Fear is a powerful thing, especially when you have the whole world being afraid. That's the virus, right? When you are stuck in fear, your immune system is down. Like, when you're trapped in your fear, that'll make you feel like that can literally make you feel like you're dying. But you're not. It's false evidence appearing real, and your mind makes it real. Just like go watch The Matrix right now. Go watch The Matrix, and you'll see exactly what's going on. Okay. But I love you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I just wanted to kind of give a special little report to this this new moon solar eclipse. This is the beginning of a new chapter, right? And this new chapter is going to change all of us in a positive way, right? Gyms are now open. Hallelujah. Yes, they are. And I'm so grateful for that. But no, fear is not real. It's an illusion, but our reality is an illusion if you think about it. So it's all about perspective, and it's all about really facing that feeling, because fear is a feeling within, right? So we have to face the feeling, and many people don't want to do that. So let's face the feeling that we have within. And of course, if you like clarity, guidance, or coaching in any way, shape, or form, you can go to my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com, and get a reading for me, or a spiritual coaching session, or you can download my free ebook on there too, and you can join my opportunity community, which is a BAMF, badass motherfucker. All right, I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next report. Peace. Yep. Oops.